Now that we have our canvas set up, we can start actually adding things to that canvas that we can use. If we go over to PowerPoint here, you can see I've kind of set up a basic wireframe of what I want my UI to look like. So I'm going to start with this sun image over here. I want to be able to get whatever the weather it is, I want to get the icon sitting over in the left-hand side in a little box. So on my canvas, I'm going to click it. Now I want to create a little box underneath it. So I'm going to do this as its own little entity, so to speak. So I'm going to go to UI, down here to where it says panel. Now you'll see it's created this white kind of overlay over this area. That's because it's made this thing, it's called panel, but a panel is kind of something that can hold a section of your UI. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to call this weather icon there for the panel. What I want to do is put like a little backgroundy type thing in on it. Right now it's just this white kind of thing. So I'm going to go over here to the inspector, and where it says source image on the image, now I could turn it off altogether if I wanted to, but where it says source image, I'm going to click on the little circle here. Now I'm actually going to choose this little one here. Now as you can see, it's kind of changed it a little bit, but if I want to see the full color, I'm going to click on the color, it's on white. I'm going to turn its opacity all the way up. Okay, you can see it's kind of covering and fitting this whole area of the screen. Now the reason that is on the rest transform up here, there's this little thing that helps you set all the positions of your icons. So if you click on it here, you can see a whole bunch of different ones here. Now I'm actually holding Shift, and it gives you all these little dots, or I hold Alt and it gives you all these little options here. Now what this one's done is, this has put them all to each corner. You see these little things here have anchored it all to all of the corners. So what I want to do is, I'm going to click here. Now I want it to sit on the left hand side. I want that to be where it's kind of stuck to. So I'm going to click there, where it's at that little left hand side. You see the little anchors here? It's actually changed to fit to the left hand side of the screen. Now here, I'm going to click these corners and start dragging this around until I kind of get the look that I want. So I want it to kind of sit there. I'm going to drag it out. And I want my little sun or my little image to go in that box there. You can see I can actually change the width and the height. So I might make it a square by going 800 by 800. But you can see now it actually anchors itself to that point. If I start changing my aspect ratio now, you see it still sticks to the left hand side of the screen, and that's what I want. Okay, so I've dropped in a little image there, I've anchored it there. Now it doesn't help me with the actual weather icon, I've got no weather icon yet. So I might actually change the name of this to weather icon holder. Now underneath that, I'm going to right click, say UI, I'm going to put in an image. So let's put in an image just to start out with. I'm going to put in any of my weather images. Let's go for, I don't know, little cloudy one. Double click it. You'll see here I actually have my little cloudy icon. Now I want this to be bigger. So I can click and drag. I can hold shift to make it kind of snap to it. I might make it 550 by 550. And there we go. I have my little, I'm going to call this weather image sitting there. White may not be the best choice for this background purely because some of the images are white. So what I might do now is I might give it a little bit of I might make it maybe like a bit of a darker blue. No, it doesn't look very good, does it? Maybe I will make, here's what I'll do. I'm going to make the background white. And I might make this a nice little shade of blue to stand out. So there we go. I've got my little image in there. So we're going to have a look at doing text in the next video, but I've been able to place a new panel in that is anchored to the side and also holds another little image. You will notice here, this is actually set up to anchor to the middle. See if I'm pressing Shift and Alt, it makes it stretch all the way out when I do my little anchors, so they're worth playing around with. But I might again just make mine a bit smaller, anchor it to the middle here, and make this a little bit smaller. It's actually, see how here it's actually going to all the sides and not just fixing itself to the middle of the image. I want all the anchor points to actually be right in the middle. How do I do that? There we go. So right in the center there, center middle, anchor it, make all of its position 0. Then I can set its width and height again. So playing around with the anchors takes a little bit to learn, but you can get there fairly easily with a little bit of trial and error.